everybody, and welcome to Chart Request Live. Today, I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Alfonso. How are you, Alfonso?
I'm doing great. How are you, Sam?
I'm
First
doing
time doing the
good.
show.
Yeah, that's right. Our first time doing this together. This is definitely one of my favorite shows, Alfonso. Um, this it's such a great platform to share our charts, but then it's also a great place for viewers to share what they're seeing in the market and for us to discuss it together.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. Before I start, do you have anything in mind that you want to talk? What
Yeah,
are
I
you seeing
really
out
want to
there
talk
these
about the
days?
dollar, Alfonso.
The dollar,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I think this is it's been a headwind for the market. Like a lot of stocks have kind of shrugged it off, but imagine what the stock market would be doing if the dollar was not ripping the way it has been over the last several weeks. I like this 14-day RSI because you can see the last few times we've bounced off this lower bound, we've gotten overbought, but then we've kind of stalled out at those levels, which is
Yep.
kind of a key characteristic of a range-bound market like we have here in the dollar is you kind of want to fade those overbought readings and you want to fade the oversold readings as well. Bet on the
Yeah,
bounce.
that's well said. I mean, when we're in a trending market, either an uptrend or downtrend, I'm betting to see overbought or oversold conditions. That will mean strength in those trends. But in trendless markets, in sideways markets, these overbought and oversold conditions tends to act as like a positive reaction. At the end of the day, we just see here. Let me see the RSI here and the dollar peaking here in October
Yeah.
last year. The same
It's
could
been
be
like a
said.
perfect signal, Alfonso. When RSI is peaking, this
Yeah,
index is peaking.
yeah. In this clear range, around what 107 and 100. The same happened here earlier this year. The RSI hit overbought conditions, and the dollar peaked and started to roll over. So this is an interesting point that we just have made about momentum in sideways markets. But for me, the big takeaway about the dollar is the resiliency of US equities and risk assets in general. I mean, we should have expect to see some kind of correction or some kind of risk of tone for equities, but we haven't seen that. Instead, we have seen equities just flirt with new all-time highs just last week. So it's very encouraging for bull market at the end of the day. And let's see how this range in the dollar ends at the end, right?
For sure, yeah. It's something to keep on your radar.
That's
It
for
affects a
sure.
lot of things, for sure. But Alfonso, let's get into our mailbag, which we have a few names from, and then we'll get to the chat. I see you, Mark Zerby in the chat, and Lou. We'll get to your
Nice.
requests soon. But first, Alfonso, let's start with Nick's request to see Intercontinental Exchange, ticker ICE.
Oh, nice.
Nick is asking, is the ICE too hot?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
It's kind of funny.
Um, yeah, I mean, look, all this financial has been doing great. I know Moody's too. I is definitely a leader of the space. This is
Broker
a nice.
dealers have been especially strong.
Yep, that's right. So ICE just broke out in July, like 3 months ago, from this massive base, with authority ripping higher every single day, basically. Right now, we're very close to the 161 extension level. Are you seeing my charts?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we're hitting the 161 extension around 170. Prices consolidating in a tight range here. Um, Even though that we have a bearish momentum divergence here in place, I wouldn't overthink it too much. I think this is uptrend. It's very, very strong. And I want to know your opinion. What will you do here? I mean, will you
Yeah, no,
wait?
it's a really strong uptrend, and you're absolutely right about that. Just like this RSI divergence kind of speaks to a need for some type of consolidation. And you pointed out this 161.8 extension around 170. I think that would be a really, really logical level to see some digestion here. And
So
I'm not saying this needs
what
to
will you
correct
do?
by 20% and retest that breakout level, but just turn sideways here for a little bit at least.
Yeah, it's right here. Let's see it on a relative terms, relative to the S&P. Doesn't look bad. Just result higher from a bearish to bullish reversal pattern on a relative basis. It's heading higher. It's consolidating in a range. So I will take a look at this relative trend to see if we get further outperformance in the future.
Yeah,
That's for
and
sure.
that former resistance just flipped into support too on that relative ratio. We love to see
Yep.
that.
Yep, here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a classic bearish to bullish reversal pattern breakout. We retest. We're bouncing higher. It's reasserting its leadership role this year. So this one it looks really good. So
It does.
we agree to see some kind of consolidation around this area.
Yeah.
And then
So let's
we
buy
can
the
see-
breakout above there. I think that's the move.
Okay. So you prefer to buy to wait and buy a potential break at about 170
Yeah.
and not jump in this range, within this range.
Yeah, this isn't something I'm interested in jumping. No.
Okay.
I'd let it rest here for a couple months, see if it shapes up, reassess then.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let's see. Moody's. What was the ticker of Moody's?
MCO.
MCO. Yeah. Yeah, this one looks a little bit different. Well, it looks very similar, but
It's already
it
it's started this consolidation phase already. Well, ICE is
Exactly.
already, or it's continuing to drip higher.
Exactly. Yeah. And as it's pressing against new all-time highs, Moody's is not. So that speaks about the relative strength of ICE.
For sure. That was a good one. Thanks for bringing that to us, Nick. Let's
Yeah, it
move
was
on
good.
to some Bitcoin stocks, Alfonso.
Let's do it.
Gerber's looking for the strongest crypto stock. Mentioned Coin, CleanSpark, and Mara.
Okay,
as
I like it.
potential vehicles.
Okay, I like it. So first of all, let's take a step back and let's take a look at Bitcoin. Has been dead money since March, since it made its all-time highs in March. It has been consolidating very constructively, in my opinion. It has been, there are two ways of correct, through time and through price. I think Bitcoin has been doing it through time, no major correction. At least in Bitcoin, right? So it's pressing against the
in Bitcoin, at least you've seen some nasty drawdowns on the broader.
Yeah, and
So.
that's correct. But in Bitcoin specifically, it has been consolidating, pressing against the upper bound of this massive resistance level. This is a massive base. This is a monster base. Everyone is expecting this breakout to happen any day soon. For me, patience continue to pay off in crypto land, that's for sure. I like it above 73. If and when we get a break at above 72, 73, I think it's time to be aggressive on Bitcoin.
And you're not interested in like dropping the WAP from this?
I mean, yeah, of course, you can do that. I mean, that will always depends on your strategy or your time frame too. Mm-hmm. When we trade this kind of breakouts, we always have like a trade-off between timing and conviction. And in this case, in Bitcoin, I prefer, or I I bet more on to have a higher conviction. So I'm waiting for a decisive breakout. I'm not trying to anticipate the breakout. So that's what my head is at with Bitcoin. So let's take a look at what Coinbase, right?
Yeah, Coinbase, CleanSpark, and Marathon.
Beautiful. So yeah, Coinbase here. Let's see if we can drop some.
Yeah, I think there's a big retracement level here.
Yep. So yeah, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful chart. I know Strasa bought like Coinbase like 2 years ago around these levels. He nailed that trade.
Yeah.
It was a classic reversal base back in the days. Beautiful retracement base breakout, pull it back, bounce higher, and we hit this retracement level from the prior drawdown. And since then, it has been consolidating. It has been correcting. And it's trying, I'm seeing here a potential like top information here.
I think that's the right way to see it, is that this is a potential distribution pattern, and like Straz has been talking about that a lot. Like you were mentioning, just like these failed tops can be some of the best.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I have been talking to every time I'm here. I tell Patrick this has been the year of failed tops. Yeah. So Coinbase above 197, it's very encouraging because it is above the December 2023 highs. This neckline from this top information, we will say. So as long as we're above 197, call it 200. I think the bias is higher, at least towards the upper end of this consolidation. And if Bitcoin finally breaks out, of course, much higher. What do you think?
Right. I think that's the important caveat here, is that this hinges on the performance of crypto. So if Bitcoin's going to continue trading in this range, then you probably don't want to bet on Coinbase breaking out. But no, this chart looks great. And like, it's the context of this consolidation that's so important to me. Like,
okay,
would you expect to see a distribution pattern in the middle of a broader range? To me, no, you don't see that. Like, this is just a consolidation as it's continuing to grind up the right-hand side of that base and retrace that prior drawdown.
Nice. I mean, well said. I mean, I'm dropping the VWAP. In this case, I'm dropping the VWAP. It's like a more tactical view.
No, I like doing that a lot. If you are betting on Bitcoin breaking out and you want to jump
from this high from March, and price has been rejecting at this level that coincide with the 200 level that we have mentioned before. So keep an eye on that level. That's the way I see Coinbase. Of course, I will expect it to catch up. Look at MicroStrategy making new all-time highs today, super strong. So I will have to imagine that these crypto stocks in general will resolve in the same direction, not in different ones, right?
Right, absolutely. And Gerber also mentioned CleanSpark and Marathon, but I want to talk about Cores, Alfonso.
Okay, let's take a look at
the best Bitcoin mining stock.
I know.
Has some AI stuff going on, but let's call it.
You wrote about this one recently, right?
Yes, and this one also has some short interest going on. It's not extreme, but it's worth noting.
Yeah, this one is beautiful. I mean, it came public in January of this year.
Well, they went bankrupt a couple of years ago, so they reorganized and came public again.
Okay, so that's the point. I mean, they came public again in January of this year. They consolidated for about 5-6 months. They broke out with authority with a massive breakaway gap. Started to rip higher, consolidated in a constructive way, and now it's back above, well above the this high from July. So as long as this one is above 12, 1185, I think the bias is higher, and has made the green light for go for it.
Right.
This one, specifically. But back to the ones that are mentioned,
CLSK.
CleanSpark,
Yep.
yeah, very similar to Coinbase.
A really well-defined level to trade against there too.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean the same basing pattern here. What level do you mean?
Like right
this one?
there. Yeah. What is that? 13?
Yeah, 13 and a half, 13, that area. Yeah, I mean, well said, Sam. I mean, the VWAP from its highs, it's still above that, but it's trying to reclaim this polarity level of 1350. I think if it can get above this level, I think higher prices are ahead.
And this one can move too, Alfonso. Like,
yeah, of course.
What's the market up into this consolidation? Like this one, what did it, 5x?
Yeah, I mean, this crypto miner are like a high beta plays, or vehicles for cryptocurrencies. So yeah, this one can go much higher and multiply.
Yeah.
When they do that. So the other one was which one?
Marathon.
Mara. Okay, yeah, well-known Mara. Okay, I really like Mara. I think this is a very clean chart. It's right here, man. I mean, similar base. We tried to broke out. We have been consolidating in a sideways range, but this level of 1950 or 19 match with these August 2022 highs, with the July 2023 highs. And most interesting for me for Mara is that if we drop the VWAP from the 2021 highs and from these highs, I mean, we are right there, right?
Yeah, that is the level. That's really nice.
Of resistance. So I can guarantee you, if Mara can breaks above 1950 and can settle above 20, I think it has a lot of room, plenty of room to go much higher. That's for sure.
Under that former high, isn't it? What level is that?
Yeah, 34, 33.
No, like the prior cycle high, Alfonso.
Oh, okay.
Your target from here,
like 83, 82. Yeah, it looks very, very good. And also, Sam, it's very tight here. It's getting tight from this consolidation. So when we get these tight ranges, we should expect like an expansion in volatility.
Yeah, so, really well said.
So pay attention to Mara, pay attention to these miners. I know CleanSpark, it was in a similar range before pop out. So Riot looking good too, much better. Again,
how about just the WGMI? Will you chart that?
Oh, this is the Bitcoin miner ETF, looking good. I mean, looking very, very good, but looking very constructive. The other one I like, Cypher mining. I think it's called. It's looking good. So yeah, that's what my head is at for crypto. Let's take a look at Bitcoin miner ETF relative to Bitcoin.
Some outperformance recently.
Sorry?
Some outperformance recently from the Bitcoin miners.
Yeah, some outperformance here in early this year. Failed to break down. It recovered from failed moves, come fast moves in the opposite direction. It's trying to reclaim that leadership role relative to Bitcoin. So I think there are good vehicles to get some leverage and some high beta plays.
They definitely are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Affirm. Miss Unique wants to talk about Affirm. So this
Yeah, that's
is the
clear.
buy now, pay later, right?
I mean, yeah, look, beautiful chart. I mean, honestly, beautiful chart. What I see this, it's a chart that I want to buy. If
It's
and
similar to
when,
what we were just looking at, those
yeah, yeah, but
multi-year
if and
bearish
when
bullish
it breaks
reversals.
out, just to be sure. Um, Here, wait. So here is the level. Here is the level for a firm. Above 51, I think you can. I think you can go for it. Until then, it will be a choppy sideways trend before overhead supply. It was support back in 2021. It became resistance in 2022, in 2023. This year has been consolidating here for the past month. We have a bearish divergence here. So let's wait a little bit more for price to absorb this overhead supply and make a decisive resolution above 51. That's
Right.
how I see it.
Yeah, this isn't something you really want to jump. You want to wait for that resolution.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. But I really like this one. It's such a nice base.
Yeah.
Classic example of an accumulation pattern. Take time, and will eventually will result higher, in my opinion.
And how much would it rally if it got back to that former all-time high?
Oof.
It's like a triple from here.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean these stocks can do that. That's
Not a bad trade. Yeah.
Not a bad trade. A good risk reward. And what I like about this chart, it's that you have your risk level very well defined.
You do.
And it's a big level of importance that has worked in the past. So that's what I like this one the most. You can control your risk and have a nice and favorable risk versus reward opportunity in this one.
Right. Cool. Let's move on to Hanson's request, looking at AIRR with a 6-month time frame.
Which one?
You have it there. Yeah, at the top.
The ETFs?
Yeah, with a 6-month time frame.
Yeah, okay. So
I'll pull up the holdings for this while you chart it.
Perfect. Yeah, please. So I mean, it's looking good. I know you asked for a 6-month time frame, but I have to zoom out a little bit. I like to zoom out and see the structural trend from where we were in the past. So massive base. I like this one in this way. I like this one in this way.
Yeah, me too.
When I see this chart, I mean, strong uptrend. We broke out of a massive base in November.
And look at that 2022 bear market too, Alfonso. Like it was non-existent. Like it was just a little consolidation.
Yeah, exactly. A consolidation within an ongoing uptrend. It broke out of that base. Let me mark up this basis. Monster base here.
And this holds some really interesting stocks, Alfonso. You have some big industrial stocks. You have that BWX Technologies is the third largest holding.
Oh, nice.
So that's like the nuclear stock, right? And then they have
nice. What's the first one? Like the top holding?
Mueller Industries, but really it's all pretty equally weighted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an equally weighted industrials ETF, we would say.
Yeah, with a few financials thrown in there.
Financials, okay, I like it. So yeah, I mean, a strong uptrend. It consolidated since May in a tight range around this Fibonacci extension level. So as long as it is above 7150, I think the bias is higher. If we get below this level, I think more sideways it's about to come. But
yeah, no, this is a really interesting vehicle that Hanson brought to us, Alfonso. Like we've been talking about industrials and financials being leaders this bull market, and this combines the two.
Yep. I like it. I like
It
it.
looks great.
Yeah, we will take a look at that ETF because it sounds very interesting. Of what you said, I mean, if there is like a combination about financial and industrials, I mean,
Yeah, you can sign me up
very,
for
very cool. Very, very cool.
that. That's awesome. And that's all we have from the mailbag, Alfonso. Do you want to move
Okay.
on to the chat?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what people is asking.
So we've got Mark Zerby at the top of the chat asking about AGI.
AGI.
Yes.
Alamos
So,
Gold. Beautiful.
right. This is a $9 billion gold mining stock on the bigger side. But really, really nice base.
So before take a look at this chart, what are your thoughts on gold right now? Do you think it's already extended? Are you expecting some consolidation, or do you think it has more upside?
I think it has a lot more upside, Alfonso. I think it just depends on your time frame. Like,
right.
Maybe it could consolidate here for a couple weeks. I don't know. I have no idea, but I think gold's going much, much higher for
right. Okay.
next decade or so.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. We finally broke out of this monster base. We tried to do it gold tried to do it in the summer of 2020. And after that, it spent almost 3 years or 4 years of no progress. Let me mark these bases. So this is the big base. And this is the other base, smaller base, after made an all-time highs in the summer of 2020. It took 4 years to consolidate and finally breaks out. So amazing uptrend, solid breakout, decisive breakout. Nobody believed that early this year, but let's see. We're making new all-time highs. Beautiful consolidation, like a flag pattern here. We can set
a continuation pattern.
A continuation pattern that resolve in the direction of the underlying trend. That's exactly what healthy uptrends looks like, making new all-time highs. So and this consolidation came right at this Fibonacci extension level from this monster base. So it makes this chart more beautiful. I think we're in the middle of an upside run. I think we can see 33.52 in the future. So that's just to set the tone about precious metals. Silver, it's catching up. It's playing catch up.
Yeah, palladium ripping today, almost up 10%.
Yeah, I mean, what's the ticker? Yeah, palladium futures.
This is platinum.
Oh, platinum. What is the ticker of palladium?
Just look at the ETF, PALL.
Wow, yeah. Yep. Nice short-term reversal base. Look at where this happened. It's happening.
Beautiful. It's a former resistance turning into support. You've got the monthly MACD crossing to the upside here. You have commercials carrying their largest position in history. I really think Palladium is an interesting vehicle right now.
Wow. I mean, yeah, this is a great chart, Sam. Yeah, this is a very, very good chart. Look at this base on a short-term basis. Above 100, you have green light of a valid resolution of this small base. Let's take a look at momentum. Not getting oversold during this time since March. Not getting oversold. That's very impressive. So back to Alamos Gold. Beautiful base. Beautiful base here. The risk is very well defined on this one. Maybe we can see some kind of digestion from these gains, gains of this year around this level, and then we break out. That will make sense. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would make sense. So if that happened, just be ready for that. but this is a monster base. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. I think 32 is next. It looks beautiful.
It does. It really does. This is one of the best charts in the entire precious metal space right now. I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
not a lot of bases like this.
Similar to AM, very similar monster base. This is, I think, yeah.
What it
this
really
is-
reminds me of is like a Wheaton Precious Metals. Like Wheaton was a leader in the space, and it resolved this similar structure before anybody else did.
Yep.
I think everybody's just playing catch up to Wheaton at this point.
Yeah, Wheaton precious metals look exactly like gold, exactly like silver, like breaking out to new all-time highs. It's looking very, very good. The precious metal space, and I think this is.
But then you have Newmont today, Alfonso, reporting earnings getting absolutely destroyed. They're failing this reversal pattern.
Are you surprised or no? I mean,
I mean, no. Zoom out.
honestly, wow! Look at that candle. It's what, 15% down?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
nasty. Worst day
I
in
don't-
years. As gold's in a
man.
new secular uptrend, making new all-time highs, Newmont is doing this.
Bro, I remember that I was very excited about this one because of the size of this base, just in 2022. Because hey, it's breaking out, and it put out a massive failed breakout, and it immediately collapsed. So I don't know what is going on with this company, but definitely not the strongest one. So there are more opportunities and better vehicles than this one for sure.
Yeah, like AGI.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. They look
Just
very
buy this
different.
breakout. That's the trade. Close above
Exactly.
21, you buy it.
Exactly.
Love it.
What else do we have?
Let's move on to Loose Stubbs in the chat, asking to look at ARDX above the all-time high anchored VWAP.
RDX. Biotech, right?
I believe this is a biotech. Let's see how much market cap.
Yeah, they
It
look
has
like a
1.4 billion in market cap currently.
biotech.
10%
Yeah, wait,
short
wait.
interest.
Oh wow. Okay. So the VWAP of the all-time highs. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're above the VWAP from the all-time highs. So that means Bayer have been in control. Well, they have been in control since early last year. So, I mean, I think this is the level, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the
I
entire
agree.
complex has been carving out massive bases here. This is IBB. It recently broke out of a reversal base. It has been consolidating in a tight range above former resistance. So ARDX, it's getting rejected in this resistance level.
9.5. Is that the breakout level?
Yeah, 9.5. But also not just I mean, these gaps. I mean,
Yeah, monster gaps. And this is a biotech, so those are likely
yeah,
some news
definitely a
events.
biotech. Look at this monster gap here in 2021.
That's the thing with the biotech charts, Alfonso. I like to use like the weekly and monthly candlesticks to take out all this gap.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. But for me, the level it's very simple here. It's very clear. 950. If we're below 950, it needs more time. The chart and price is telling me it needs more time to digest and absorb this overhead supply. And if and when we get a breakout above 950, I think it will go much higher.
Yeah, this is a really big base. Like if you buy the resolution of this, like you want those former all-time highs, no?
Yeah, of course.
That's a monster move. Like,
yeah, I mean that's a monster move, but I mean these guys can do it. I mean the biotech can do it. It just has to triple from this breakout level with monster
Yeah.
base. I really like this one.
Yeah,
I
I
really
love
like
how the level's so clear as well.
exactly. Well said.
Cool. Let's move on to Kenneth Kyle's request for Fibonacci levels on Palantir.
Okay, okay.
So how do you do this,
Okay,
Alfonso? Is it from the intraday or the closing high?
that's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, you can do it from here, right? Or even or from here.
Ooh, are we hitting our first target on the closing basis? I go back to the line chart. Oh no, not close.
So will you do like this? And
Yeah,
what
so
will you
this is one way you could do it.
Okay. So I mean, wait. So this has been like my level that I have been watching
You could also
close.
argue it hasn't even broken out yet, though, Alfonso, right?
Yeah, you can argue that. Yeah, I mean,
And that was
so
just a big retracement level you were trading against.
I mean,
Maybe
yeah,
that's what it was.
let's see if this match. Yeah, it matched perfectly. So, I mean, at this point, I think you can say that we haven't broke out yet. In my opinion, we already did. I mean, for me, the big level for Palantir of resistance was this level of 30.
Right. And
This
that's because there's so much volume transacted there, right? Like
exactly,
up here
yeah.
at this 45 level, we just have one daily shadow. Like there was no volume done at 45
Yeah,
level.
that's well said. I mean, we have been pounding the table of this 30 level not only because the multiple touches here, but because of the volume um, at this point. So, I mean, you can say, how do you play this one? Because this one is interesting. Will you use this extension, or will you use third
Yeah,
level?
that just depends on like where you got in. I think if you were buying that 61.8 retracement, like you were saying, at that 30 level, then you probably I think you fib it out. I think either way you fib it out like this, I think is the answer. And you double your position on a breakout above 45 if you bought it at 30. And then you target 69 from there. Or if you don't have a position now, you buy it on a breakout above 45.
I
Target
love it.
69.
I love it. Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I
This is
couldn't
one of the
agree
best charts out there too, Alfonso. Like, should we speak to the relative
more.
strength of this name? Like benchmark it
Yeah,
versus anything. Benchmark it versus the strongest thing out there.
yeah. Like Palantir on a relative basis, same monster base. But I like the way you explained this one. The real breakout was here. That's for sure about 30. We're heading this pick from here. So if you have a position, so don't worry about that. If you don't have a position and you want to get some exposure, I will wait for a confirmation about 45. And funny fact, Spotify looking exactly the same.
Hey,
They
Spotify.
look, they look exactly the
This
same.
kind
And
of reminds me
also,
of the Netflix chart. It kind of peaked in very late 2020. Didn't even make it into
yeah, the
2021.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix
Yeah, I
peaked in
mean,
2020. And then that was a
uh,
failed breakout. That's the way
yeah.
I see it, Alfonso, is you really
Okay,
consolidated there
okay.
for all of 2021.
Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, this chart looks amazing, monster base underway. So I like the Palantir, probably one of my favorite stocks this year.
Definitely.
I
It's been
gotta
a huge
say.
winner.
Hmm.
Let's look at SBSW for Wavy McFly, Alfonso. So this is, we were
Can you
talking
repeat the
about
ticker?
uh, SBSW. Yeah.
This one.
Sibanye, Stillwater. We were talking about palladium and platinum and silver and gold and precious metals
Okay.
earlier. So this is one of the few miners with a lot of exposure to platinum and palladium.
Okay.
I think
So
also before you
yeah.
say this chart looks terrible, look at the monthly MACD, Alfonso.
Wait.
I know what you're about to say.
The monthly MACD. Okay. 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 It's looking good. Yeah. Explain what does this mean? We had one in December 2018, and we're
Yeah,
having.
no, this is just one of my favorite long-term momentum indicators. And look at how it treated you last cycle. If you bought the MACD cross, and then
Beautiful.
if you sold near the top, if you respected the sell signal, I think this is a great long-term momentum indicator. And I think SPSW has bottomed here, and it's gonna start working its way higher towards that former all-time high, which I believe is $20.
And look, where is this happening? I mean,
Yeah, it's really good.
big range of support in this case. When we zoom out and when we use a monthly time frame.
It's kind of like China, isn't it?
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, we can argue very similar to China. Look at this monthly candlestick from September. Lower shadow here. Now a good candle shaping up. The MACD crossing higher. So it's definitely encouraging for the bulls, or in this case.
But this is a long-term downtrend, Alfonso, nonetheless.
It's a longer term downtrend, that's for sure. But let's zoom in a little bit. We have this critical level of support around 350, 385. We tried to break down, like literally last
I love
month.
that, Alfonso. The best move, start with a failed move.
Exactly. So if you have, I mean, we have enough evidence that if you want to take a shot on this one of you expect higher prices on SBSW, I think you have, even though the primary trend still pointing lower. A confirmation of a valid trend reversal, in my opinion. It will be a breakout above these shallow former highs. If we're above 580, I think a trend reversal will be underway. We're still in that range, but we have evidence that a potential reversal is shaping up. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's
really well said. Love this one. Thanks for bringing that to us, Wavy. Let's finish with, I think, McDonald's. We have Patrick Donawilla in the chat requesting McDonald's. I think we have to give it to him, no?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You want to talk
Yesterday
about their quarter pounders, Alfonso?
What?
You want to talk about the quarter pounders killing people?
Why you talk about that?
Oh, well, that's what caused this massive gap.
Explain me what is going on. Everyone is talking about that. I know.
Yeah,
Patrick,
everybody's talking about McDonald's. It turns out they had some breakout of E. coli in one of their stores, and they killed somebody with a quarter pounder. Stock gapped down how much on the news? It was double digits, I believe.
I think it was 5%.
Oh, it was nothing.
5%. So,
but yeah, this was not a top ultimately. We've resolved higher to new all-time highs, and we're retesting that breakout level. Odds are this level holds, and we dig in here.
Interesting. What it stands out, the stock gap down minus 7%. It ended up down 5%. The stock was people bought the stock on the intraday yesterday. It's being up today, right at this former resistance level.
Yeah, it just seems like this was a really hard retest of that breakout level.
Yeah. very hard retest. This is the line in the sand that buyers have to defend if they want to remain in control. They have been doing it so far. So let's call it 300. Let's call it 300 or 297. 297 or 300, that's the range. About that, I think buyers are in control. If not, I think sellers will take control and the stock won't look good.
Yeah, but this failed pop was pretty good, wasn't it? The golden arches. That's too funny. The market was just playing with us.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's a monster base here. We can get funny with the arcs, but this is a massive base here. We broke out. We were in the middle of this round. A gap down yesterday, and now this former resistance will try to become support. So that's how I see McDonald's. Very well explained, Sam.
Yeah, 300's the level. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up here, Alfonso. This has been a good episode. Thank you, everybody, for bringing your tickers. And we'll be back with you next Monday. Alfonso will be back here with Patrick, I believe. But it's going to be a good weekend. Going to watch some football here in the States. What are you going to do this weekend, Alfonso?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't planned my weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Thank you.